What's up, guys? And today I am bringing you a full breakdown of how my NAIC experience went, what deck I played, how I did. As you see, we made day two. So at my first internationals, we made day two, which is pretty good. We're going to give you full breakdown of how the deck list goes, the questionable choices. So going into this, I had two decks. I had Alexam Control, and then I had Slowking. The only difference is I had like 2-3 months. I've been playing Slowking since before post rotation, so I had a lot more experience with it going into. So it's kind of a comfort pick. Now, I mean, it's the standard Slowking with 4-3 is like the normal list. Two Latias, so none of it gets prized. We got to make sure. Two Karam, because I mean that's one of our main attackers. As long as Shaman's not up there. Smoochum, which is one of the best cards. The conversion rates don't lie. It's undeniable at this point. Meowth to find us, all of our supporters. Now here's where the question happens. So I was play testing, trying to figure out what deck I'm gonna play. So I was playing the Alexam Control. I was trying to figure out what makes this deck really good. Elgia. He won me two of my games, basically, just because I was able to shut down Dragapult's energy count. It's ridiculous how this card works. Now, granted, it is another 60 HP body, which did cost me a game, but it did more good than harm. Like, it was really good. And then busted Metagross. So basically with this deck, we went for a basic Slowking deck build, but we went more of a control aspect, using Elgium and then the one Nighttime Mine, which, granted, I didn't really use Nighttime Mine, but I didn't really use Shaman either, because I didn't run into one mirror. I prepped, mainly the Elgium was for the mirror. Elgium Shaman completely shuts down Slowking. And I just didn't run into a single mirror, which is ridiculous, I would say. Yeah, 4 Lily, 3 Code Breaking. I mean, Code Breaking is one of the best cards in the deck. Being able to manipulate your top 2 cards is just ridiculous, especially when you could draw into Kang, you could draw it with Fez. It's just out of this world. Tenacity, which I wish people played it more so I can use Karen more, but you know, Lana Zeta is a one of. And then the questionable one boss, I think one boss is perfect just because of the Metagross heading for 300. You have a target now with boss, which is really good. I mean, the standard 4-pad, 3 stretcher, you always want to be able to recycle. That's the main thing with this deck. You want to recycle Kirim, you want to recycle Zoroark for the Dragapult matchup, Annihilate so you can get that knockout. We only played one switch, which I was playing two going into this until I sided in the Elgium. So, kind of questionable play, but it kind of worked. Red card, I mean, having one of a red card is just extremely broken in this meta. Secret Box was just amazing. Brave Bangle is just because Brave Bangle plus Metagross helped in the Lopunny matchup. I had played against one Dunsparce Lopunny. And Metagross completely just rolled with it. Like, Brave Bangle Slowking just rolls it. It's ridiculous. We are playing the one Boomerang just for that. We were playing two originally, my original list, but we put in one Mine. We did switch a lot of stuff going in the night before, so I mean, it's not ideal. Alright, so for the match history. We first played against two Hydrapple, which only played two of them. I practiced Hydrapple matchup a lot going into this. Same as Dragapult. We practiced a lot. Dude, the foe, we played that. We lost the festival lead, which is, we just did not see a Shaman. Or not Shaman, they only saw Shaman. They opened it. It's unfortunate, honestly. We just bricked. And then we went into the Archaladon Dunsparce, which for some reason wasn't playing Shaman, which was questionable. The crazy part is the Dragon Ball Blaziken, we played one day two. We won it. The Dragon Ball Blaziken was one of the easiest matchups going into this. For one of the Dragapult variants, which is kind of weird because that's like one of my worst matchups. But it's so confusing because Dusknoir is very scary, but the people that were playing the Dusclops line were just misusing it. They were just giving me opportunities to be a prize ahead for like the Zoroark turn. So like if I can get one Trifrost off and hit a Meowth, which for some reason most of them benched quickly. So as long as I got one Trifrost off, we go Zoroark, copy Phantom Dive, and knock. As long as we have Clefairy, right? We knock out the Dragapult, and then we knock out the Meowth for a 4-prize turn. And all the Dusclops players were just setting up Dusknoir and then instantly popping. Like, yeah, it disrupts me a little bit, but it just helped me in the end because I had more the prize race was just so much better, easier. But going into this, we only lost two. We lost two games going into day one, which surprised me. I expected to do a lot worse than this, but you know, did really good. And then we played one extra game. We played round 9 the day on day one. Played into Lucario, which I should have won, but first, dude, he had answers to everything, man. Like, he was one of the best Lucario players I've played, just for the sheer fact that he was able to shut down majority of my plays before I was able to do them. So going into a draw, the last game of the day, I was kind of sad because I needed that win. But then going into day two, it was just, we don't even talk about day two, man. Day two was just terrible for me. The deck, like, we'll save this one for last. This game was the worst one I've ever played. Raging Bolt, I mean, he was playing the out. So he played Crushing Hammer in a Raging Bolt list, which is kind of confusing. But then he also well timed his Wellspring. So going into game two, into that matchup, I was like, okay, I just need to not prize shame. Yeah, I just didn't need a prize shame, and then I would have been fine going into Wellspring. But Wellspring went through because, you know what, shame was prized. It's just ridiculous at this point. Going into the Dragon Ball Blaziken, which another easy matchup because they weren't playing Shaman for some reason. So I was just able to steamroll with Trifrost, so it's pretty easy. Basic box, he was playing a weird list. He had Black Kyurem and Scramble Switch for the Dragon Ball matchup. Very confusing, but interesting list with that. And then the last matchup of the day, I mean, I knew I wasn't going to win because he he bossed up correctly. He bossed up the one with a telepathic, and I was like, oh, if he doesn't kill this, I have a chance. Bossed up, knocked down. I was like, yeah, we just can't. There's physically no way we win this with Shaman. So we just kind of scooped and just gave him that game going into it because I was like, there's no way I didn't even think I was gonna get this, to be honest. Let's talk about the straight pult matchup. He played 9 crushing hammers, right? That's already insane. We played a best of 3. I got it to game 3 because I took game 2. Game 2, he only played 1 crushing hammer and failed it. So that leaves 8 crushing hammers unattended. Between 2 games, he landed 7. 7 out of 8 crushing hammers. That's unheard of. Like, the odds are supposed to be 50-50. That is complete opposite of 50-50. That was the most ridiculous game I've ever played. I set it up perfectly where, even after that, in game 3, I had a chance to win. I red card him, like, as long as he doesn't draw into boss, I have game. Top decks. The first draw was a boss. I just wasn't supposed to win. Like, it was destiny for me not to win that. There's just like, it was ridiculous, man. That, like, getting crushing hammered 7 times in a best of 3, it's just soul crushing, man. He landed 4 for 4 in game 1, by the way. Ridiculous, man. It just gets to a point, man. Crushing hammer is one of the most ridiculous cards I've ever played against. It's not even it. I'm fine going into Dragon Ball. It's just when they play the hammers, it always lands on heads for me. I just don't get it. But, you know, for the first internationals I played in, we had 3,700 players. I played 618th, made it to day 2. Way better than I thought I would. I would probably start traveling for regionals and more internationals. But I have to really take a step back and think what deck I should play. Like, do I learn Dragon Ball in the off season? Do I just hone Slowking? Because in Pitch Black, it does get better. Because we get 270 HP Slowpokes that now can have Buddy Buddy Search, which is consistency is now going to be crazy. Or do I learn the Hide and Sneak deck? You know, Mega Excadrill. Like, there's so many decks coming out in Pitch Black that it's hard to say what is going to be the next deck I'm going to play. I really just, in the off season, we're going to play some fun decks. I have Abominable build. I have Alakazam Control. I have, you know, just a bunch of Evo Jammer. Evo Jammer is hilarious. Like, we have so many fun decks to play in the off season.